Good morning, HPQ. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I've just been listening to the show uh, up until now. And what
Great.
interesting topics you've been talking about in my absence.
Trying to get where you are, trying to just get those news. But you know what? This particular comment, I mean, I'm not sure if you read about it this morning, but this Conservative MP turns around, he's the biggest donator of for the towards the Conservative donations towards
Yeah.
for the Conservatives. All right, getting tongue twisted here, right? And he made a comment to his colleagues, and he said, "Looking at Diane Abbott makes you want to hate all black women."
Yeah.
Now, I just said, let that sink in for a second, because when I first read it, I was like, okay, he's made a comment, but then when you let it sink in, I mean, that's quite a nasty comment, isn't it? I mean, all black women.
I know it's a serious comment, and I heard you speaking about it this morning, and I hadn't this piece of news skipped way past me, so I was
Ooh, I
furiously
got a piece of news that you didn't read about.
I'm telling you, you were breaking news this morning. But first of all, before I go into this, I just want to say good morning to everyone on Mixcloud. Good morning to Wolf Michael Vista. He's always on every week. Blessings to you, sir. Good morning, Miss Sugar Sweet, my darling. Good to see you on the stream. And Donald, good morning also. And Christos and the Bobby Moore ladies. And of course to you, Sharky DJ. On your stream, Venar G, Susan Simpson, Melly Mel, Digi C, Laurie, gosh, we're all on this morning. Jack's happy also. Spice Nice, Kelsa P, all the usual suspects on. Thank you and good morning. Now, in talking about this article, first of all, before I go into it, and it is something. Do you know, I get really upset when comments like this come out because it's always they apologise and say, I didn't mean to say this and let's move on and let's make a big fuss out of it. However, imagine if this was a Jewish person now and you turn around and said, I hate all Jewish people, they should be shot. Could you imagine what happens? You'd be
Mm.
accused of anti-Semitism. You'd have the whole of the Jews against you. You'll have something over your head, calling for your head to be
No,
calling to
no,
be hanged.
let's get it right. What he said, yeah, he said, looking at Diane Abbott makes you want to hate. So it'd be like looking at one particular Jew person makes you want to hate all Jews. Yeah. Um.
What he actually said, right? Because he made this remarks during an
Mm.
organisation in 2019. This is going back to
Was it going
2019.
back a couple of years?
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
why it's making the news right now. So it's just been released, but 2019, this happened in a headquarters, and He actually said it's like trying not to be racist, but you see Diane Abbott on the TV, and you just like I hate. Sorry, and you're just like I hate you. You just want to hate all black women because she's there, and I don't hate all black women at all, but I think she should be shot.
Wow. Whatever that means.
Well, I don't understand why he's saying. I hate the comments. I'm not a racist, but you are. If there's a but in
Simple.
it, it's quite simple. You are, and the fact that you don't want to hate all black women, but you're hating all black women because of her means that you are a racist
Yeah.
because you are hating people based on the color of their skin or based on the color of the skin, which is racism. So he is. Don't undercover it up and talk about and saying, "Oh, I'm no racist." You start off with that sentence and then go on to be racist. That makes absolutely no sense. And
Mm.
then for everyone to forgive him, like, "Oh, it should be okay." What do you mean she should be shot? What do you mean you hate all black women? Does that mean you actually hate all black women because you obviously don't like her? You're not going to like her, and just apologizing to her. Apparently, he rang her 3 times. Just by apologizing to her 3 times doesn't make it say that you like black women all of a sudden. You still don't like her, and you
Yeah.
don't like black women, and you are a racist. Let's call you out for what you are. Hold your hands up in the
Exactly.
air. Be a man, as they say. Don't they hate that comment now? Can we use that anymore?
No.
Be a
Be a man.
gender. Be a gender.
Be a gender. I mean, it's like saying, looking at Julian Clarion or whatever his name is, right? I hate all gays. You know, could you imagine someone coming out and saying something like that? The effect that it would have. I mean, could you imagine the effect that it would have?
Look at what Kanye West said about Jews, and look what happened to him. He was
Exactly.
cancelled left, right, and centre. Where is this man? Is he still donating to the Tory party? All he donated was £5 million last year. He is one of the biggest donators, and he donated 5 million. He's given Rishi Sunak a helicopter to go fly somewhere. I mean,
Mm.
why is this guy? I was watching um, the government, the House of Commons, the other day, and just watching all these MPs speak, and I'm thinking every single one of them is white. Where's the diversity in leading the country? How on earth can you have? And I am no racist, right? And how can you have all these leading white men leading the country when the country is supposedly so diverse? How can they start making decisions on people's very natures and cultures when you know nothing about them? They get in specialists, these think tanks, pay them a ridiculous amount of money and come up with some conclusion, some half harebrained conclusion that they want to implement. A bit like their mad policy of trying to engage with black youth by putting leaflets in chicken shops. Do you remember
Mm.
that? They
Yeah,
started to put
yeah.
some warnings and leaflets in chicken shops because that's supposedly where most of the black young people hang
Hang out.
out.
Mm.
That's nice, isn't it? Giving us those labels. Yeah, you don't like Diane Abbott, you hate all black people, and all black people hang out in chicken shops. We got such a great label, haven't we?
Have
Anyway,
an
I'm just,
excellent label.
yep. Let's look. I don't even want to. It's only important now, as Venaji said, because an election is looming. So they're just bringing everything out and throwing everything out there. Why couldn't it come out in 2019? Why is it just coming out now?
No.
We need to know this man's a snake now. And as Susan Simpson said, why wasn't it dealt with in 2019? And Venaji says, because an election is actually looming. And yes, Venaji, he meant every word. He certainly did. You don't say, I want to shoot someone if you don't mean it. You want someone off
Mm.
the face of the
Or they
earth.
should be shot. Mm.
Exactly.
Terrible.
It
Can you
is.
imagine if I said that, about somebody, and just on my little program, I'd be hauled and hanged and quartered.
Hung, drawn, and quartered. Yes, you would
Mm.
be. And let's go on to my next favourite subject, Kate Middleton.
Oh, gosh. Now, well, obviously you heard me talking about her this morning. What's the big
Hmm.
deal?
Do you know what it is that you've got some people that watch what comes out from stars to royalty, and they have got some amazing eyes, because I was looking at this photo to see what these Photoshop fails were. And with my eye, I wouldn't have seen nothing. I would have said, oh, Kate Middleton with her children, that's that, turn the page. But people with these AI eyes, I should say, right, that can look through, and there was 5 different parts of the photo that was obvious that it was photoshopped. Now, the big deal is that because Kate Middleton hasn't been seen since December. She went in for a major op, as we were told, and we haven't seen her since. She hasn't appeared anywhere, and all of a sudden Mother's Day's come along. She's decided to post up an image of her and her children, but it looks like she photoshopped herself in. And so questions are asked like, why is she doing it? Why would you Photoshop, first of all? So let's not worry about giving her hassle. Why is she photoshopping a picture? They've got royal photographers that are paid for by our taxpayers, I should say, right? So if they've got all these people at their fingertips, why are you photoshopping an old photo? Why not get a royal photographer in like you do for Christmas? You know, get it all, everyone in order, or trying to look like they're all playful and they're not. All those kind of things. Why Photoshop? So the questions I ask is, where's Kate? It's a bit like, where's Wendy? Where's Wendy Williams? Where's Kate? Where's Kate Middleton? Where is she? What's happened to her?
Oh, because I was trying to figure out what the big deal was, right? And it's taken obviously top spot in the news, and listen, but obviously I'm not really interested in the royal. But I was just wondering what was the big deal. But you've just explained it. Thank you.
Yeah, so they're looking to find out. Maybe she's wasted away. Maybe she's got no more voice, because she don't really speak
Mm.
much. There's nothing much that comes out of her at all. I'm not a royalist, and I'm definitely not a Kate Middleton fan, especially what's going on with Meghan. Honestly, I'm
Mm.
really, really not. Now, the funny thing is, right, the Sun newspaper has come out today, because they're saying she's all over the paper. She has dominated the news, right? It's all over front page news. As what Venergy is saying, right? With what's going on in the world, she's dominating front, middle, centre, and page 3 of the Sun. Um, But the
Page
Sun
three
is
two.
the Sun is saying, right, lay off Kate. She meant well. She made a mistake. Leave her alone. She fessed up. Why don't they say that to Meghan? Why don't they ever say leave Meghan alone?
Exactly.
Now the Sun is coming out saying leave Kate alone. You know, she's done nothing wrong. She's come from a country girl, you know, and she's made one mistake and she's a good girl really. No. We all know why. We all know why Kate Middleton, they're saying lay off her. We all know, don't we? I'm not even going to say it. I am not
Mm,
saying it. Not saying it, but we all know why. No, let's not lay off Kate Middleton. She had no need to Photoshop a photo unless there's something going on. And let's get our
yeah.
detective hats on and let's find out.
Something I go on.
Something a guan.
Something is going
Something a
in.
guan. Come on, guys. No, I'm not giving away the answer just yet. That's way too easy. I'm gonna let it go on throughout the show. I want to hear some guesses from the mixed clouders on what they think the answer is, or that those of you that may have Googled it. Don't cheat. It's a good bit of fun for the morning to get the old brain cells moving, guys. Let them move. Let's work out. I'm going to show it out one more time before I move on to my next article, and we'll show it again before Sharky plays the track, and maybe after the top of the hour I might reveal the answer. Let's see. I want to see some brain cells moving though. So there are 30 cows in the field and 28 chickens. How many didn't? I'm going to leave it right there for you guys. Read the text, make sense of it. It does make sense, and there is an answer to that. Now, just to finish off on Kate Middleton, and just to show you the difference between the two royal princesses and how they are portrayed in the media, Meghan Markle was in, where was she? She was in New York, I think, for International Women's Day, doing a talk, and the headline is Meghan Markle flaunts 2,600 outfit in Texas. Sorry, it's in Texas. And everyone is saying the same thing. That's the title. That's the title, first of all. So then they talked about her outfit and basically split out all the costs. And then they turned around and said, it didn't look right on her. The colour wasn't right. Didn't fit her properly. She could have worn something better. She looked a bit boring. And there was nothing real positive about that article. Yeah, we get Kate that messes up on her Photoshop fail, and it's like, leave Kate alone. She's so wonderful. Come on. No, let's not leave
and
her
and,
alone.
and and no one's calling it out. None of them they dare to call it out, but we're calling it out on the Breakfast Flight Show.
We are calling it out massively, honestly. I always call it out all the time. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah,
But anyway,
that's why we're called a little station with big intentions. We tell you as it is.
and no money because if we get sued.
Yep.
Anyway, talking about moving from royals from one person of interest to another, Emmanuel Macron. Now, he's the Prime Minister of France. And there's been speculation about his wife for the longest time. Now, I don't know if you've seen Emmanuel Macron's wife before. Do you
Mm-mm.
have you heard of her?
No.
Okay, I'm literally talking and trying to download a picture as we speak, so I can show you guys exactly what this woman looks like. But there's lots of speculation going on to rumours that she's trans. Now, first of all, she is how many years older than him? She's about 30 years older than him.
Okay.
So she's in his 60s, and I believe he's in his 40s.
What's his
But
name again?
Emmanuel Macron. Just
Macron.
just look up the Prime Minister of France or ex-Prime Minister of
Oh.
France. Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's now speculation that she is, in fact, trans. And
Mm.
he's fueling away these, or batting away these comments about his wife. But I beg of you to have a look at Emmanuel Macron and have a look at a picture of his wife. And let me know what you think. This is not about having a go at women or degrading women as such, but she's a woman that's had some surgery and still trying to stay young. But she's a lot older than him, and she does have some kind of.
Bridget, she looks weird, man. She does look weird.
She does look slightly weird. She does.
there's a lot of facelift going on. There's a lot of
And she's
adjustments to the face.
extremely skinny. You know, like Donatella Versace, it has done wonders to her face. Honestly, it doesn't look like Donatella
Mm.
Versace. It's got a collapsed nose and everything. And yes, yes. But let's not go on about Emmanuel Macron and his wife. I just wanted to let you know that, there's some rumours going on. I'm not fueling the rumours at all.
Listen, if
Um,
it's in the news, if it's in the news, it's in the news, isn't it? It's not like us, before they say anything to us, it's in the news, right?
it is in the news.
Well,
That's
there you
that's
go.
correct.
They can't
And
say
and
nothing to us if it's in the news because we're just reading what's out there.
well, talking about rumours, right? I was up late last night. I couldn't sleep and watching some YouTube videos. And I'm watching a channel that reports on some of these high profile things going on in the hip hop world. And it's well known fact that P. Diddy's ex bodyguard has come out and been talking about what's been happening in the P. Diddy
Hmm.
household, in the Love House or whatever it was called. And on YouTube, there's one such one that he played where I didn't know Tupac had an affair with Faith Evans. I'm getting to know all this stuff from YouTube. It was all a big thing. Tupac was dealing with the Faith Evans, and and Suge Knight was going out with somebody else that was ex of P Diddy's. It was all madness in the air. But his bodyguard came out and said that P Diddy was in some hotel room with some women, and I think it was somebody's ex-wife, and then this woman started to go down on this man outside the door. Usher knocks on the door, and this woman's got off from doing what she's doing on her hands and knees on P Diddy, and Usher's come in and given her a big kiss on the mouth, like kissed her straight afterwards.
Ooh. Is that the Usher was one that had the H in it? Was he the one that had the?
He had herpes, yes. I don't know if it's from the mouth. It might be now. Coming to think of it now, it probably was. It was P Diddy that gave Usher the good old herpes.
That might have given Usher. That might have given him.
Yeah, allegedly. Let's use these words like might and allegedly. It might get us out of
Allegedly.
trouble.
Exactly.
Oh, P. Diddy, you've been such a naughty boy. He really has. But the rumours are still swelling. Lawsuits are coming out left, right, and centre. Pow, pow, pow. They're really coming out for him.
Proper.
Anyway, I know we're coming up to a break shortly. And one thing I wanted to put back up on the screen is this little play on words I've got here. Yes, FenRG, it's definitely a play on words. So one more time, I'm going to put it up. I haven't seen any guesses from anybody. Come
Yeah,
on.
there's one, Miss Sugar Sweet. She says 28 didn't eat grass.
That's not the answer. Good try, Miss Sugar Sweet, but that's not the answer. I'm going to say it one more time. Sharky can play a track, and then we'll probably run off to the break. When we come back from the break, I will give you guys the answer. I will let it stop. But there are 30 cows in the field and 28 chickens. How many didn't?
Right.
Okay, so we had some. I've seen all the comments in Mixcloud. Adelaide McKenzie was like asking how many didn't get what, like what is it? How many didn't lay eggs? So and Miss Sugar Suit says she gave up. Let me just go back a little bit when they said VenRG said. Did she say -10 or oops 10? Melly Mel says 2 sounds easy. Sugar Sweet said 30 never laid eggs. 1 the farmer. Did you see said how'd you get 10? This is really playing on my mind. Miss Sugar Seat then said 28. Anyway, did the cows eat the chickens? We had all that. But I'll tell you what, big up to Melanie Atkinson. Melanie Atkinson, she didn't give the answer, but she didn't give the correct answer, but she gave the explanation. And VenRG actually, Melly Mel, you did give the right answer, and then you're saying is the answer none. So VenRG said 28 chickens, so 10 didn't eat. So it is a play on words. So let's bring it up. Let's have a look at it. There are 30 cows in the field and 28 chickens. How many didn't? So everyone looked at the word 28 chickens and got confused. But if you actually split out the words 28 chickens, ATE, right? 28 chickens. So if you say it out aloud, it actually will make sense to you. If there are 30 cows in the
Oh,
field and 28 chickens, how many didn't?
10. 10.
Exactly. So everyone's looking at
Oh,
the 28 and trying to minus it from the 30, but it's saying 20 of those cows ate chickens. Sorry,
okay,
30 of
right.
those cows ate 20 of those chickens. Sorry, I'm getting myself
Yeah.
confused now. But the answer is 10. 28 chicken. So 20 of
Whoa.
those cows, 20 of those chickens got eaten by the cows.
You
So
you
only
make me
10 was left.
you make me laugh, because it's like when you tell the jokes and you start laughing before you actually give the punchline, right? You're giving out this quiz and you're confusing your own self. So it was a play with words and a fantastic one at that as well, because again we were all looking at the numbers, but 28 chickens. So who was it? Someone said it didn't make sense for 10. Who was it that said, how did you get 10? Who said 10? Did you see? How do you? Is it? Did you see that got 10?
I
Oops,
don't
10.
even know.
Venergy
What?
said oops 10. Going back.
Yeah.
Did you see? Said 10.
Yes.
Right? Yeah,
Did you see?
did you
Did
see?
say 10.
Did you
He was
see?
one of the
Said 10.
first.
And then Venergy said, oops, 10. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. And
Sugar
then
Sweet said
Mellyman says,
28 didn't eat grass. There was no mention of why they didn't eat grass. But thank you. It was so funny just watching some of the answers come out. It took me a while to work out that riddle as well. I'll tell you what, it really, really did, and I had to spend some time trying to work out what it meant. But as you just don't look at the numbers and say it in your head, it makes absolute sense, and it's as clear as day. It's as clear as day. But I hope you
but
guys enjoyed that.
I did. But I want to ask a question to Did you see, right? Be honest, did you Google it? Did you Google it? Did you see? Did you Google it? Come on,
Or
tell us the truth. Be an honest guy, right? Because women always say we lie. So I want you to tell the truth. Did you Google it? That's the question that I want to know. Because I never had a clue on that one. But if you did Google it and you got it right, props to you there. So
props to
we
you.
want to,
Props to
yeah.
you. Well done, everybody. I'll bring you another one next week, but maybe before the end of the show, I'll get one up there, and you guys can. I'll leave you guys working out that answer till next time. But anyway, what's new on the scene in technology? What else can they bring? We've got Hive, so we can switch on our central heating when we're away from home. I love that app, by the way. Every time I'm coming home, hour before I get home, I just put that heating on, and my house is nice and cozy when I walk in. You can use your mobile phone to switch off lights, control stereos, Bluetooth, all of that stuff. So what's next? What possibly could they actually bring out next? Well, they are now testing electric infrared wallpaper.
Ooh, wow.
Yep. So it's going to be trialed in Nottingham homes, okay, that leak heat. So they're trialing it on homes that leak a lot of heat, or homes that can't have central heating, or some kind of hiccup where it's going to be difficult to heat up. Now, the company which makes the wallpaper says infrared can provide a greener, cheaper heating when paired with solar panels and batteries. How's that helping the environment? Batteries, I don't know. I don't know how batteries are making the environment better, because they don't, as we know, the lithium and all the stuff contained in it. Young children in Africa scraping away to try and get those together. No, I don't think it's greener. But anyway, Next Gen Heating says its priority market is the hard to heat homes facing fuel poverty. So this is the next step. They're saying that heat pumps are still more efficient for well insulated homes, but there are a certain amount of homes that cannot get heated properly. So they're going to trial out this new thing. It's like a graphene filled paper. I don't know what that is exactly, and putting that on walls. But the problem I have with these things that come out is that you don't know how it's going to affect your home in the long run. Remember when they said you got that spray on cladding that you can put in your houses, which is really good for insulating? Well, now it's come to light that most of these houses that have got this spray on cladding can't sell. So they're forced to try and take them out because I think it causes damp. So insurers won't insure the house and they can't sell the house. So a lot of these people are caught in this circle of having this spray on cladding in their house and can't sell it or do much about it because they were advised to get it. Solar panels as well. I'm trying to work out the good thing about solar panels. When they came out, they're supposed to give you back electricity. It didn't take off as such, and the government was giving people money to have this. That's now ceased a long time ago. But do they work? Do these initiatives really work? Do solar panels work? Will infrared wallpaper work? Is that the way forward? I don't know. I don't know. All I
Don't
know is I
know.
want underfloor heating. That's the thing that I want. I don't care about infrared wallpaper. What about when you need to change it? Does that mean you have to change the whole infrared system when your wallpaper goes? Can you paint over it? You know, it's all this. They're saying that this wallpaper acts as a radiator to the layer of carbon under the surface, which is called a graphene. Okay, and that's what they're saying is going to power it. And there's two copper strips, one side by side of it. And providing you don't cut through the copper, the paper can be cut to fit around any light fittings and painted. There we go. Got my answer there to match the room decor.
Okay.
So yeah. And they're saying what appeals about the infrared wallpaper is that the heat is almost instant. It can be really responsive when people feel they need to feel the heating. Okay. There was a
Okay.
demonstration
Sounds
and apparently
interesting.
it works. So let's see who's going to sign up for it then. Who's signed? Would you sign up for infrared wallpaper?
Don't know. Don't know. I'd have to research it a little bit more and find out what it's about. Because you know what? There's a lot of things out there, and you just don't know. Infrared, could it be cancer causing and all stuff like that? I think nah.
That's what I'm saying
You
to
know,
you.
there's all these kind of things that we really need to look into. Because infrared, I mean, that goes through that's like you can't see it, can you? So it must be doing some kind of damage. Nah,
Well,
we've got
it's like
enough
with
things flying through the air already.
And it's like with mobile phones, there's some tests that have been done on TikTok. I haven't tried them yet, where if you put your mobile phone near something, something starts to work, or something, it will make something work. The same with
Mm,
Coca-Cola, with whatever it's got in it, it can power up a plug. I haven't
yeah.
tried that yet. I don't want to put my own power plug in a potato in a bowl
Mm,
full of Coca-Cola to see if it will power and charge your phone. Apparently, that's what
mm.
it does. You put a potato in a cup, put a can of Coke in there, plug your plug into the potato, and apparently that will charge your phone. I'm going to
Really?
find a very old charger that I don't want anymore just to try this and see
Oh,
if
I
it
got loads
works.
of them. You can see if it works. There's loads of old chargers. Let's see if it works.
And did you see the answer to the morning conundrum was 10? Yeah, 20 cows. Oh, I'm getting this wrong, isn't it? 20 cows ate. Sharky, play a track. I'll give up now. I give up now.
She's
It was
confusing
10.
herself on her own riddle. Now, did you see you got the question correct? But my question to you was, did you Google it? I want the honest answer. Did you Google it? Be honest. Say yes or no. There's no shame if you did Google it because no one got it anyway. Did you Google it? That's what we want to know.
I'm not saying any more about that riddle now. Did you see? Said
Ah,
he was right. You certainly were. Now, before Sharky goes and plays a couple of tracks, I've got some fun for you, right? And now they always say that women can't drive or can't do 3-point turns
that's true.
or parallel park or things like that. But I don't know who did this, but props to them. Props to this person. You got to watch this.
Why don't you just reverse down the hill? Why not just reverse down the hill? It just makes sense to reverse down the hill. Why do all of that on there? Is that like something that's is that been like what's the video shopped or something like that? I mean,
I don't
I
know, but
don't
that's
know.
I my
I'd have to
my,
see that
my
for myself.
I tell you what, I was on edge watching that. I just thought, just one full slip of that wheel, you're going over that edge. You're really going over. That
But
oh,
why
that was
didn't he
about.
just reverse down the hill? Why didn't he
I
just
don't know.
reverse?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't reverse, but that was scary. That's all I know. That was scary.
It
No
was
way would I
scary.
do that. No way. No way. Over to you, Sharky.
Yeah, I know she's in there somewhere. I should be a singer, innit?
Yeah, you should be. Backup singer to the main singer, me. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to push that answer out again. There were 30 cows in the field and 28 chickens. How many? How
That's
many
actually a good. It's a
didn't?
good riddle, you know.
It's a very
28
good riddle.
chickens. It's a very good riddle,
Mm.
actually. And when you think about it, you know, you're not thinking because you're thinking of, but yeah,
28
28 chicken.
chickens,
Yeah,
yeah.
28 chicken. Yeah, yeah, that's a very good. It's a very good one, actually.
Yeah. So we've got the other one coming up, and we've got some answers coming in. There was a plane crash, and every single person died. Who survived? Kelsey P is up there again for you. Okay. No Googling, as Sharky says. Please do not Google this. This is a fun time to get your brain cells going this hour of the morning. Okay. So let's see if you can get your head around those ones and see if we can come up with an answer. I see, like I said, G Force has already put an answer in there. Let's see anybody else.
He
M
said
Puma
the
said, "Is it
married
the
ones.
one to take the photo?" Anything else coming in? Well, we'll come back to that one in a second. Now, the other thing I quickly want to talk about is savings accounts. Now, we all know that mortgage rates are being pulled again, which is such a shame because I was waiting to resecure mine for the end of April, and now they're saying they're pulling all their rates. So I'm going to go on my app quickly this morning and see if I can get my rate in there very quickly before they make it an untenable amount. I don't know why the mortgage rates are going up. It should just stay one rate for a year or two. Why is it's got all this mix up all year? I don't get that. But
Again.
big banks have been accused of being all profit and no fair play. MPs have warned banks yesterday in the latest attack on their abysmal savings rates, and they do have. I think way back in 2020 and 21 they were at 0.1%, 1%, 0.2%, some crazy interest rates, which really doesn't give you much for the money that you're putting into the accounts. Now, some of the interest rates are at like 1.5.16, I think is the highest, or 5.19 offered by Virgin Money. It's probably one of the highest interest rates I've seen on savings accounts. But when you think about what that offers back, if you put £5,000 in a 5.19 interest rate account with Virgin Money, over a year you'll only get back £258, which is not a significant amount of money. £5,000 is a lot of money. £258 interest for leaving your money in there for a year is not. And when you think about the profits that banks make, all these money staying in there every day and the interest that's calculated, they are too teeth. That's all I can say. So we should be pushing our banks to give us more interest rates, better interest rates. I mean, come on, they're increasing the mortgage rates. Surely they could do something about the interest rate, increase that as well. Um, and let us get more money with our savings. But with the interest rates raising on savings accounts, that affects mortgages. It's a whole big circle of stuff that I don't understand, just like pensions. But yes, all I can say is shop around. If you don't have a savings account, please do. Or if you've had your money in a savings account, they only last a certain amount of time. These savings accounts will be like a 2-year fixed deal or a 1-year fixed deal, of which the banks will then send you some email hidden in your spam folders about the interest rates are changing once this deal is over and you go back onto a standard basic variable rate, which isn't very much. So for those of you that are saving, okay, in these accounts, check that you've got a valid account. It's giving you the rate that you've signed up for. If not, move. Sign up somewhere else. It's quite easy to get savings accounts, apart from if you go to places like, what's that? First Direct. They're hard.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't get on First Direct. I'm so gutted about that. My credit rating was not good enough. I'm fuming. I know mine's good. So, I need to get one of those accounts. And actually, they offer one of the best interest rates at the moment alongside Virgin Money. And I believe Nationwide as well. Paragon Bank, never heard of them before. Just don't put more than £85,000 because you know that's what you are are covered for by the FCA should the banks go bust. So never put more than £85,000 in one account, people. Should you have that money, I don't have over £85,000 in an account, but if I did, make sure you split your money across. The only time when I had that is when I sold my house and I hadn't quite bought my other house and I had this chunk of money. It was good to look at it for a little while, it really was, but I just split it across certain accounts to make sure that if in the event that one bank decided to fail, it weren't taking all my money with them. So make sure you invoke those things, people. Split your money across banks as well. I tend to do that, not leave it in one place. It's a good idea not to have your money all in one place. It's a big risk. It's a big risk.
Yep.
So there we go.
Some good advice there.
Thank you very much. Are you going to take notice of any? Are you going to go and check out some interest rates accounts, Sharky?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So let's come back to this riddle now very quickly. And the riddle was, there was a plane crash and every single person died who survived. Now, I think this was pretty much an easy one, to be quite honest with you, because the answers came in very quickly. G-force came with it. Kelsey P says, I can't get G-force. Quick answer out of my head now. Married couples must be the answer. It is the answer, because all the single people died, but married couples survived. So it was all the married couples.
Yeah,
So
that was
thank you for
a
that
good
one.
one. He was fast, and you know why? Because he's married. That's why. For 30 odd years, he's like, oh my God, I've survived. Big up yourself, G-Force. Big up yourself, Jeanette. Boom.
And
Gotta get
in
me,
answer
what
to
do you
your
call it? Me props in it.
yes, and in answer to M Prima's question, why are mortgage rates rising?
I can't hear you. Is it me? Is it me? Oh, yeah, no,
It's
yeah, I can hear you.
definitely
No,
you.
it's me. It's me. Yeah, yeah.
And in answer to M Prima's question, is your mortgage going up because of the migrant crisis? It's not just due to that. It's to do with the Bank of England's base rate, which is currently set at 5.25%. Now, they did say that there was going to be a cut in the base rate to like 3 point something percent by Christmas. That didn't happen, and they voted, I think, for the fourth or the fifth consecutive month to keep the base rate as it stands. And with inflation and all sorts of things happening, crisis, it's forcing the mortgage companies to the banks to push the rates up again. I still don't get it. I've said all of that. I still don't get it. I don't know why they don't come down. It is a difficult and tough time for people as it is. And I don't think the government's doing enough to help people in this country at the moment. I don't think they're doing anywhere near enough. I just feel like everything's expensive. Everything you have to pay for. Everything is a price. They want to tax you on absolutely every single earning that you have. There's no escape from HMRC and the tax office anymore. There's no hiding. Wait till they abolish cash, because that's going to happen.
That's when they abolish cash. That's when when everybody's gonna feel it. No more cash in hand. You can't do a single. You can't earn a single penny without them knowing. And that's when it's gonna get really bad. You know.
Yeah, the banks will be in cahoots with the government. Then the government will be able to watch bank accounts. That's what they want. They want the powers to go in and check. Right now, they have to ask and get permissions, but they're trying to pass bills where they can just get downloads from the banks to look at suspicious accounts. I know the DWP is doing that. But, of course the government can. When they're spying on people, all of a sudden, their movements, what they're spending. How did they get that? Of course, they've gone into bank accounts. Now, M. Puma says the migrant crisis is so bad here in America, the blacks is now talking about switching from Democrat to Republican Party. Wow. And he says because of your Democrats and dumping the migrants in the black community. Yeah, that's what they do. They put all the migrants into the poorest communities. And, if they enter into maybe Kensington and Chelsea, there'd be uproar. There's no way they're putting migrants in Kensington and Chelsea. There's absolutely no way they're going there. But talking about London now, do you think, and this is all out there for DJs and party goers, do you think that the nightlife has been killed off in London? Now, London used to be touted as a 24-hour city. And right now, a lot of people are saying you're struggling to get a drink past 11 p.m. or even 2 a.m. So you used to be able to go out in London after the nightclubs and still find somewhere to go at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But now it feels like everywhere shuts at 2 o'clock and you're forced to go home or forced to go to friends' houses. What do you think? There's talk that Sadiq Khan, yes, has actually killed the nightlife in London. What do you think? Do you think we still got an abundance of clubs, or do you think the nightlife is definitively going?
I definitely think it's going. I think most DJs who play out will tell you that in every circumstances finishing at 12, it's hard to get a drinks license. I mean, I was at a salsa club on it was a salsa night on Saturday. And they were selling drinks, and I think came 10:30, 11, they said no alcohol to be sold after 11 o'clock. You couldn't get a drink. This was in the West End. I mean, people obviously, nobody wants to rush and buy drinks, but I think it was around about 10:30. They had a license up till 10:30, and then they had to stop selling at 10:30 in the West End. So the nightlife has definitely been killed. And I mean, trying to get somewhere till 2 or 3 in the morning. I think 4 o'clock is a decent time for people to party to. Even that, you have to get permission from the police, and they got to give you a special license to some restaurants, or some clubs will have it. It's really terrible now.
And it's
There's
so
nowhere to
strict.
sorry, just I was going to say, there's nowhere to release your frustrations now, because people work all week and they just look forward to the weekend, and then they have to be at home by 2. Just nowhere to release your frustrations. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, they're saying that over 1,000 clubs, bars and clubs have shut down in just 3 years in London. 1,000, over 1,000, over 1,100 clubs and bars have shut down in just 3 years, which is a big figure. It's not a small figure by any means. Um, and I don't know who else is. Let's have a look. Did you see? Says there is supposedly to be an elected person under the mayor of London to promote this function activity. Yeah, it's. I've seen this news in the media over the last few weeks about the London club scene dying. But not only that, the night economy has obviously faced huge challenges with the pandemic. A lot of people had stopped going out, so it took time for it to be ramped up again. In the meantime, some of these clubs couldn't cope with the losses that they
Mm,
were incurring from a lack of people attending. Um, and obviously the cost of living crisis. Not everyone is going out every week everywhere. People are being a little bit more picky about where they're going. They've got the rents that they have to pay in London, which are significant also. That you haven't got the landlords through the pandemic. All the landlords, they didn't stop the rents from any of the shops, even though they weren't allowed to be open. They still had to pay all the rents. So you imagine all the backlog of debt that's come up there as well. Business rates, staff shortages. With this migrant thing, we haven't got people that want to work behind bars for £10.29 an hour, killing themselves for a little bit of money. So all of these things combined is killing off the nightlife.
I mean, they're just killing absolutely everything. I mean, even with let's go with the parking. I mean, shops. Obviously, a lot of the shops are high street shops, and if someone's passing and they want to jump in and get a packet of cigarettes, drink, or something, and what happened to me the other day, I was going somewhere, I was playing out, and I stopped somewhere just to get myself some chicken and some chips before I rushed off. And next thing I know, there was a parking fine that come through the door. I'd stopped for 7:15. I didn't even realise, and I got £130 parking fine, which obviously if you pay it in 14 days, you have to pay £65. But I mean, I've been caught out with this twice. I mean, it's everything that you do. I mean, how are business surviving? And most of their trade will be by passing trade, and you can't even stop if you're driving your car. There's no way for you to park, before 7 o'clock. The bus cameras in the bus lanes are catching you. It's ridiculous.
I mean, London wasn't built for what it's being used for today, with the hundreds of shops we've got and the types of transportation we've got on our roads, and we've got small roads. We haven't got large roads by any means. So there's only enough capacity of traffic that can do things. Now, I don't I don't I don't disagree with pedestrianising places like Oxford Circus or big shopping centres.
Yeah.
You can access them by foot. If there's enough transportation nearby, that's fine. Like I said, when I went to Manchester, there's absolutely no driving around that whole city route whatsoever. And like I said, it's like about 4 or 5 Oxford Circuses around Manchester, and there's can't drive around there at all. Just
Mm.
taxis and buses. That's it. So I do believe in that. But if you've got your normal high street, and if you have got clubs down roads where they've got double yellow lines and you can't park, you are killing off trade because people can't get there. And you think about the money that you spend to get to a club, let alone trying to get home, let alone the drinks, because we all know the drinks are just ridiculous now.
Oh
Around,
my gosh, it's
you, you,
terrible.
you're threatened to buy a round now. I used to buy rounds frequently. I'll be the first to walk in, rock up to the bar and buy a round. Now I just feel like I want to slink off to the bar alone, come back. Oh, someone bought me a drink. One of those vibes. Because buying a round, if you come with like 3 or 4 friends, that first round is going to kill you. So,
Yeah.
or you buy the first round, or you quickly buy the second round when they haven't finished the first round. You let somebody else buy the first round. You're coming quick with the second round before they finish the drinks. Likelihood is that half of them will say they don't want to drink, so you'll be stung with half the cost. So be the second
Yeah.
rounder, not the first rounder. That's what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
learning.
Well, you know what? I think in this day and age, buying drinks and buying rounds. For me, I just rock up to the bar and I just buy my drink. Someone comes and leans up and says, I just buy my drink because you know what? It's expensive now. A glass of wine, I drink a glass of wine, it's like £7, £8, £9 you can pay for a large wine, £9. That's a bottle
Yeah, it
for a
is.
glass of wine, and it's not even a decent wine. So imagine you buying two of them, plus like, your bill can come up to like 40 quid. At the end of the day, like now,
Quick,
there's some,
quick time.
and especially if you drink water and you don't drink and then you have to buy around, because someone bought you a bottle of water. I normally say, nope, it's okay, I'll buy my own drink now. Unless obviously it's like good friends and that, I'm not buying drinks like that anymore.
I
I
tell
don't
you what,
care. You can
times
say
have
what you want about me.
times have changed because years ago, men would rock up to women, yeah, let me buy you a drink. That don't happen no more. They'd start talking to you with their own drink in their hand, looking at your empty glass, trying to talk to you or trying to ask for a dance. And I'm thinking, what, you can't buy me a drink? But when you think about the cost now, imagine you want to dance with four girls in the place and you've got to buy each of those four girls a drink before you dance with them. Your night's expensive. So,
Yeah.
girls, we can't be too hard on men that don't want to buy us drinks. It's an expensive time. But I do offer to buy rounds. I'm not a cheapskate. I'm not one of these girls that stand there and expect drinks to be bought for me. Plus, I can't go out and have drinks bought for me because, Sharky DJ. Anyway,
Listen, if someone wants to buy you a drink, they can buy a drink. I'm cool.
buy you one too. Yeah, you can buy him
Buy
one
me
as
one
well.
as well.
But no, it's expensive. Rounds are expensive. I've stopped doing that now. Not the first at the bar at all. Or I drink before I go, and then I'm just nice and drink water.
Yeah.
But you always feel sorry for the person who doesn't drink. That's got the expectation of buying a round. What if you only drink water and you got to buy a round? That's very expensive for you as well. That's got to be difficult. But just checking some of these comments in the
Just
chat.
quickly before you
Yeah.
go into the comments, I was gonna say, ladies, if you're really really smart, yeah, and a guy's not buying your drink, you just buy your own drink. He asks you for that, you dance with him, and I guarantee you, once he's feeling a little bit nice and he thinks you're okay, he most will buy you most 2 or 3 drinks once he's chatting to you.
No, I
That's the
bet not.
secret.
Nah, nah. I
And then
bet
if
they
he doesn't
don't.
have after a couple of
Nah,
after a dance or two, and he doesn't offer you a drink, then you disappear. But you know
nah. I've
what? It's a
seen that.
dance.
I've seen that. You want to buy a drink and then hang on for 5 records later, and my mouth is
Right.
dry. Nah, 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 nah.
There's some comments in the chat room. Mary's saying something. Listen, I'll let you go through the comments.
Okay, I need to go back a little bit because DGC turned around and said, in regards to the banks, the question is that the banks report massive profits each year, and this is a massive portion of their reported profits. Yes, most definitely. I read that comment about there's supposed to be an elected person under the mayor of London to promote the nightlife in London. Did you see also says the loss if these functions means the taxes are lifted to cover losses, and to add, London transport has not improved to meet the adjustments to drivers. No, they have not. Also, the bike lanes in front of the shops is killing small businesses. Don't let Sharky talk about bikes and bike lanes. Um,
You know that, innit?
Oh, Mary Kick says, sorry, I never said goodbye. I'm just in a training session, so I won't be able to rejoin. Thank you, Sharky DJ. Thank you, Mary Kick.
Thanks,
You're...
Mary. And on your chat room, there's Mpumi's got some points.
Ah, yeah, he says at 2 a.m. all the clubs and lounge shut down. Wow.
And that's
And
in America, isn't it? Yeah.
yes. And he says some ladies have a problem buying a guy a drink. Yeah, because I think it's traditions. We were always taught, a man needs to be a gentleman. He needs to buy you a drink. He needs to make sure you get home. He needs to open the door for you. All these things that are very gentlemanly. And now we're in an era of fend for yourself, really, with gender fluid. It doesn't matter if you're a woman. Why can't you buy me a drink? Why can't you say you want to marry me? Why can't you work and I stay at home?
Mm.
It's changing. I don't have a problem with buying someone a drink ever. Ever. And I've been that way since Kingdom Come. I will buy a man a drink, especially if he's bought me a drink and glasses are empty. I'll go, let me buy you a round of drinks now. It's my turn. Fair's fair in love and war, man. Whether your intentions are pure or not, someone's bought me a drink, I buy them one back. That's how it should
Yeah.
be.
Go HPQ, go HPQ.
And
That's the way it should be.
And on that, I feel like I've been talking for a good 15 minutes there. Listen, it's 9:51. It's time for HPQ to depart for the day. Thank you so much for joining the news with the Breakfast Flight Show every Monday and Tuesday. Back next week, folks. More riddles, more videos, more chat.
Bye bye. Have a lovely day.